So, this was news that snuck under the radar earlier today for me, but I decided to, well, it's crossover news. Of course I'm going to talk about it. So, but, yeah. So, we have a big announcement. Obviously, Multiverses is coming out in full swing, and we have leaks for new characters, including, with one leak being Ruby from, well, Ruby showing up. We also have some leaks involving, like, I think they said Wiley? No, Daffy. Daffy is going to be part of the roster, but we're not here to talk about the we're here to not talk about the game. We're here to talk about the upcoming comic, Multiverses Collision Course. I think that's the name. It's something like Collision Imminent or it's something Collision. Basically, DC Comics will be putting out a 6-part miniseries to hype up Multiverses. Even though Multiverses has been out for a bit, this is meant to be like a side story, like basically be the story for the main comic. Like that's the whole plan for this series. I personally like it. I like the idea of this multi-crossover, and it's going to focus on the Trinity, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, though I do imagine we're going to see other, because there are other DC characters involved, like obviously, you know, Harley, Black Adam. Is he still in the roster? I don't know, because he was just there to, like, hype up the game, like, because obviously there for the Black Adam movie, but yeah. But we are going to get other Warner Brothers properties. Apparently, one of the main focuses is that Bugs Bunny is one of the main characters. From the promotional images, we do see that like Shaggy and Scooby are going to be there. Finn and Jake, almost said the people from Adventure Time. Finn and Jake are going to be in this comic as well, and Steven Universe. Now, what actually kind of shocks me about this comic is that Steven Universe and Adventure Time are going to be, Finn and Jake are going to be part of this comic. And for all intents and purposes, this comic is not crossing over with Boom Studios. Like, they didn't say like it's a work together with Boom Studios. So that tells me two things. That tells me one of two things, or one of two things happened, I should say. Basically, option one. The comic rights to Adventure Time and Steven Universe went to DC Comics, or B, Warner Brothers said we're Warner Brothers, we can do whatever the fuck we want. We're gonna take these we're gonna let them do this, and the comic rights aren't gonna matter. Like, since we what we say goes. Now that could either one could easily be the case. The other ones, like, we don't know. I don't think Regular Show isn't here. And also, like, I do know the Powerpuff Girls are going to be coming to the game soon, so they probably won't have to work with, do they have to collab with Dynamite on that? But again, most comic right IPs, like, the creative studio gets the final say on how that works. So I imagine that, what I imagine happened is that, they were just like, well, we're Warner Brothers. We don't need a Dynamite or Boom Studios approval. We can just do whatever the hell we want, and that'll be it. So that could be the case too. But again, I haven't seen from Boom Studios a lot of Adventure Time or Steven Universe comics. I don't know if they're still putting them out. I haven't seen any in a while. But yeah, I have basically seen. No, maybe I just haven't looked hard enough, but yeah, as far as I know, there hasn't been a lot of Adventure Time or Steven Universe comics. So maybe the comic rights did revert to back to Warner Brothers, and they gave it to DC Comics, for this. But that doesn't. But again, they probably don't need Dynamite's help if the Powerpuff Girls are going to be involved. So that's the case. And again, the other characters that we see in the that are in the game are going to play a role too, and they're all Warner Brothers, and they don't really have any comic rights issues as well. So I don't see that problem arising for like Stripe from Gremlins or the Iron Giant. That's just gonna be DC Comics. But it is going to be cool to see how this is going to play out. Like, it is cool that we are getting like more video game. Well, they're cool in fashion. I will say that the Batman Fortnite comic was really good. The Marvel Fortnite book was ass, like straight up ass. The Batman Fortnite one was really good, and I think it was and again, they got Snake Eyes in that comic, and they didn't need IDW, who at the time had the comic rights. They didn't ask for them or anything for that one. So that could be the case too. I don't know how IP in comics is really hard to nail down sometimes, so you'll have to forgive me. But yeah, I think it's really cool. I'm really hoping to see some cool fights in here. Like, I really hope we get a cool fight between Daffy and Joker. I'd love to see those two throw down. I know there was a comic from the Looney Tunes DC Comics era. I would love to see a fight between, like, Marvin and Martian Manhunter, if he shows up in this comic. The writer, by the way, is what's also got me going, okay, this might be good. Like, this might be a solid comic. And that is Brian Q. Miller. Brian Q. Miller, most of you guys would know best, is like, he was a showrunner and writer on Smallville, and he also wrote the Stephanie Brown Batgirl comics before the reboot, before the New 52 reboot. And those books were actually pretty good. And Miller, say what you want, Smallville, I wasn't the biggest fan, but the dude you clearly see his passion. So he has also written, I think they've said like he's written cartoons before, so he's probably got a good voice for it. I'm just happy that this is getting a full-on comic. Multiverses is a game that I enjoy because you never know what characters are going to show up. And again, this comic kind of may showcase a bunch of other characters, and I know some people are already saying, well, this crossover is dumb. Clearly, you never read you never read Superman and Bugs Bunny or other DC books that have been done in the past. And also, it's kind of cool to see DC still doing crossovers, although they are doing a lot of in-house, I've noticed. Like, they're doing a lot of in-house crossovers. I haven't seen any intercompany yet in a while. So, this is the first... well, technically it wasn't in-house with Legendary. Technically, they did cross over Legendary Comics to do Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. So, but that was under Warner Brothers, the Warner Brothers umbrella is what I'm saying. But yeah, this sounds really cool. I'm very curious to see if they'll reveal any new characters. If obviously this won't be the main DC universe, this will be its own thing, and I'm curious to see how this will I'm curious to see if this will actually be like the main story of the game, or they'll just be like or be like at the end, what happens next? Go play Multiverses to find out. I would not put it past them to make that be the actual end of the fucking game. I guarantee you that would be the case. But anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of this Multiverse comic being announced? Are you guys excited? Are you guys not? And what characters are you hoping to see from Multiverses show up in here, and what fights are you hoping to see? Like I said, Iron Giant versus Superman would be fun. I would really like to see Marvin versus Martian Manhunter. I would love to see Stripe. I'd love to have a scene where the Gremlins, led by Stripe, are in the Batcave just wrecking shit. I would love to have that scene. Anyway, so just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.